Alright, okay. In this video, we'll be continuing from where we stopped in the last class. So, in the last class, I talked about inline and external CSS. How to link your external CSS to your HTML file. So, in today's class, we'll be talking about selector. So, under selector, we have universal selector, element selector, class selector, ID selector, and grouping selector. So now let's start with the universal selector. So for example, let me just add some basic tags tag there. Let me add. Okay. So here I have my list item tag. So let me add some things inside. Come in. Okay. So let me add okay. Now if you open our browser now and refresh, you can see that this is it here. You can see the tag here. So now the universal styling is like it will affect all your element or your style in general. So and to declare the universal, I need to put this star sign here. So once you put star sign, just put your curly braces, and then for example now let me clear the margin and padding of the whole tag here. So to reset the margin and padding to 0, you just have to put margin 0 and padding 0. So once I done with that, just come and refresh to see that here it have reset the margin to 0 and the padding to 0. For example, so let me just try adding okay, let me remove this. Let me try adding maybe normal text here to and then come here to refresh to see here to it resetted the margin of this heading to 0 and body padding 2. And if I should come here also and then try removing it here, if I try removing the padding as 0, so you refresh now, you can see there that the default margin and pad is back again. So you have to put it back. So you know that if you want to use the universal styling, you have to call out this star sign here, this hash sign, this star sign here. So this is how you use the universal styling. Okay, let me comment this out. So the next one is the element selector. Okay, now this is how the element selector work. For example, now like if I want to style this h1 here, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say okay, h1. I'll call out right the h1 here. They put my curly braces. Please make sure you put this curly braces. Don't make mistake with this bracket here. This is not what you should use. You should use the curly braces. So that's now like okay, let me change the color of the h1. Let me change to red. So I change to red. Once you come here and refresh, you see, you can see that here the color here they do red here. So here the color is red. Okay, so now let me try change the background color. The background color. Okay, no, okay, cannot work out. Okay, cannot work. Okay, background color should be black. Sorry. Okay, so you can see here the color red, the background color black. Okay, that is for element selector. So for class selector here now, for class selector, for example, this h1 here, this h1, I want to like call it class attribute. So this class attribute, for example, let me just say for example, like this h1, this class selector, if you have more this thing h1 in your code, like for example you have up to like 5 h1 in your code, let me but we want to style a specific h1, not all of them, just a specific. For example, now since I've already like style h1 here, let me bring this one back here. So I already started h1 here, and if I should come here and refresh, you can see that it also affects all the h1 here. But if you want to style a specific h1, you have to make use of the class. You have to make use of the class selector. So for the class selector, let me just say, okay, let me say, let me call this first. So I'll give this one a class name first. So you come to your CSS file and then put dot first. Note, if you are using the class attribute and we are styling it, you should make use of the dot sign here, the dot sign here, dot. Then after dot, you now put the name of your class name. So let me just say color red, background black. So you can see here, it's only just style the first heading, while the other one just have their default styling. So that's all for like style CSS and class selector. The next one is ID selector. Okay, the ID selector is similar to the class selector. So for example, now let me just start the second one. Instead of class, I'll give it an ID. So ID, let me say, I can also put first. So just watch and see. I can put first. So instead of me to use dot this time, I'll be using the hash sign. So hash sign first. So let me copy this and paste it here. So here is it. So if I should refresh, now it's already affecting the second head here. You know, like in the first head here, I called it I give the class name first. So the second one, so I gave it first too, but the selector are different. Here I use class, here I use ID, and there I comment out the class styling, and this is the ID styling. So yeah, this is it. So that's all for ID selector. Okay, so let me remove this. You can also the same way you're using to style this your h1, you can also to style this your nav here. So I'll just leave this nav one, I'll just navigation item for some reason here. So this was a group selector. So instead of, I'll just have to like put some paragraph here. Okay, let me put some paragraph. Some paragraph. Let me put which one again? Okay. So let me just put this 4 basic tags here. So the group selector, like this group selector, in case you want to style, you want to give all this tag the same styling, then I go to make the group selector. So here I have h1, I have p, I have e, and I have I also. So yeah, this is how I go to make the group selector. Once you have state out the first tag, you then use command to separate the second one, the third one, and the last one. So let me just give it the same styling here. So come here to refresh. So you can see now all of them are having the same styling. So that's the work of the group selector too. So you should take note too. So my second one should be okay, let me add this one to text decoration. So the text decoration will be for your anchor tag, for your link tag. Okay, let me just clear this one first. Let me remove this one. So if you come here now, you can see that this our link here, it has an underline sign here. So if you want to remove this underline here, you're going to make use of the text decoration. So take the decoration here, we have to like follow this process here. So look at the way I'm styling mine. So the first thing we have the nav, the ul, the li, and the a. So you can just put u, l, and a. So the a tag got to our styling, that's why we put it last. So we just got to put text decoration. So the decoration be let me say none. Then I want to remove the underline text. So you can see here I've removed the underline text. Okay, the next thing here is I want to remove this dot sign, this sign here. So what I'm going to do here is I'll put nav ul. Note, you should not make use of the comma, you should not make use of the comma sign here, because we're not going to give them the same sign. You just have to make use of the last one here. So just go to remove the comma sign here and then put your curly braces. So just do list style type to none. So once I do that, just go and refresh. You can see it, it's no longer there again. Okay, so the last one I can give you is, let me try float right. If you want to float all the element to the right, so you can see a float right. So this is it here. Okay, so let me try this inline. Okay, let me say this display inline flex. This is just to make all of them be in a straight line. So this is it here, all just be in a straight line. Okay, so let me try if I can put all of them at the center. Let me try if this will work this way. Text align center. Okay, maybe we can work for the anchor. Let me try the ul. So if you want to start the li, I'm just going to put nav ul li. Let me try text align. Okay, it not work. So let me try for this also. Okay, it not works. Okay, so yeah, like let me, okay, since we have like talked about this part here too, so I'll just use the opportunity to teach you both how to add margin and padding to your website. So this on our li tag, our li. So what I want to do here is I want to separate this text, like I want to separate them because they are too close. So I'm just going to add margin. So I should add margin, let me say 20, and then refresh. So you can see now that the margin I added, it will affect both the top, left, bottom, and the right too. But if you want to like add only margin to the right or maybe to the left or anyone, you can just put here, instead of only margin, you can just put margin top. You can put margin top, and then once you refresh, you can see that it only affected the top. But maybe I should put let me say margin left. So margin left, it also it's only affected, like it only affected the left axis. So if I should put margin right, so there's also margin right and there's also margin bottom too. So you can see here too. Okay, so the margin only affected the outside styling. It only affected the outside styling, not the inner styling. So I also teach you the how to add padding. So I'll teach you the difference between padding and margin. So let me add yeah, okay, let me add background color. Let me add red. Okay, so in our background color we have red here. So you should not try adding padding. Let me add 10 pixels. So you can see here the padding only affected the inner styling, like it only affected the inner, not the outer. But if I should add margin, let me increase the margin. increase the margin to 40. You can see it only affected like the outer part, not the inner part. If I should reduce the margin to 20 and the padding to 5, you can see here. So I had to work of padding and margin, and you also know that padding to have, there's also padding left, they have padding bottom 2 and so on. So that is all. So like for the text align to, let me add text align to here. Let me add another tag here. Let me say h2. So for the text align, if you want to make your text to be at the center, you can just put h2 text align center fresh. So you can see a text needed at the center. Okay, so but if you want your text, okay, let me remove this styling here. Let me just comment this out. Okay, you can see I already have my h2 here. So let me try removing the padding and margin. So you can see it does not have any padding, it does not have any margin, just at the center. So if you want, let me add another one here, another p tag here. So yeah, just have, so you can see this is my paragraph is because I've not aligned it to the center. So what I'm going to do here is I'll make it of the group selector. So I'll just put comma p. Once I put comma p and then refresh, you can see that to be at the center. Okay, but I also want this two element to, I want to add like a margin top to it. So instead of that, I'll just go to put, because here if I should put margin top here, then put margin top 30 pixel and I should refresh, you can see here that the heading have a margin top at 30, but the paragraph margin top at 30, but I don't want it to be that way. So what I'm going to do is I'll remove this margin here, and inside my HTML I'm just going to wrap them inside a div tag. Right inside a div tag, just close it. Okay, so once I refresh now, it's back again. So just go to your CSS styling and then style the div to maybe margin top 30. So this is it. You can see they just have a margin top 30, but while the paragraph is still instant. So that's how you can make use of the margin and the selector. So thank you for watching. Please, if you like this video, kindly subscribe and share this video. Thank you. Oh shit, this is bullshit. No, this is totally